Okay, welcome student again. Now we'll be discussing on the part 3 from the chapter 14, which is on statistics. Okay, continuing from the last part, which is part 2, here we're moving ahead with this part on the exercise number 10. Okay, here we have to find the mean by shortcut method, that is the assume mean method, for the problem for number 10 up to number 12. For this number 10 to 12, we have to find the mean by the shortcut method, that means the assume mean methods. Okay, the given class interval, they are 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and the corresponding frequency, they are 12, 16, 6, 7 and 9. Okay, now the same thing, you have to prepare a table for finding the means for this second method also. Now how will prepare the table? The class interval and frequency you'll write as per the given table, the data given in the question, class interval and frequency. The third column is for the class mark, which is how you get this class mark. Class mark is we are getting by finding the mid value of a class interval. From 0 to 10, the mid value is 5, 10 to 20, 15, 20 to 30, 25, up to the last, which is 45. Now out of this class mark, we have to choose, we have to take any one to be the assumed mean. Okay, we'll take it as out of this, you'll take the mid of this in between mean, in between of this class mark, you'll take one value and assume it as a. Okay, now here of 5, 15, 25, 35 and 45, you assume a to be 25. Now what will be the deviation? Deviation is xi minus a. Xi minus a. Division will be xi minus a. D will be xi. What is xi? This is 5. 5 minus a. 5 minus 25. It is minus 20. 5 minus 25. Minus 25 is with minus sign. 5 is plus. Therefore, you will get minus 20. Then 15 minus 25. You get minus 10. 25 minus 25. Xi is 25. And this a also you have assumed to be 25. Therefore, 25 minus 25 is 0. Now 35 minus 25. 35 is plus, 25 is minus. We will get 10. 35 minus 25 is 10, and 45 minus 25 you will get 20. Now the product, what should be the product? Not xi fi, it will be fi di. In the previous method, we are finding the product of xi fi, isn't it? Now here the product what that we are going to find is the deviation with the frequency, not with the class mark. Okay, previously we are finding xi fi, that means class mark with frequency, but here we'll take di with fi di. Okay, now 12 with 20 minus is there. 12 with 2 is 24, that is 240. 16 with 10 minus there, is minus 160. 6 with 0 is 0. 7 with 10, 70. 9 with 20, 180. Now the sum of frequency, you are getting 50. Sum of fi di, if you add this, you will get minus 150. 250, 240, 160, you will get how much? 300, 400, minus 400, plus with this, in minus is greater, isn't it? Therefore you will get minus, if you subtract this, you will get minus 150. Now since the assumed mean, we have assumed A to be 25, isn't it? Now the mean will be A plus fi di divided by summation of fi. Now what is A? A is 25 plus fi di, we are getting minus 150. Summation of fi is 50. Then on cancelling this with this, you will get minus 3. 25 plus minus 3, that means 25 plus minus is minus. 25 minus 3, 25 minus 3 is 22. Hence the mean will be 22. Clear? Next with the number 11. The same thing here we have to do. The class interval and frequency, you will prepare a table as the data given in the question. The class mark, how you will get the class mark? Again same thing, mid value of a class interval. 0 to 10, 0 to 20 is 10, 20 to 40 is 30. Okay, how do you find the class mark? I have not discussed with you since I've already discussed you in the last part. Class mark we are getting by adding the lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. 0 plus 20 divided by 2 is 10. 20 plus 40 divided by 2, that means 60 divided by 2 is 30. 40 plus 60, 100. 100 divided by 2, 50. 60 plus 80, 140. 140 divided by 2, 70. Isn't it? Now this is how we are getting the class mark. Now out of this class mark that we have got, we will choose any one value from here to be the assumed mean. 10, 30, 50, 70, 90, 110. You assume you can take any value from here. You can assume 50 or you can assume 70. Any value out of this class mark that we have got here. Okay. Now usually we'll take the whichever is in between from 10 to 110. You may take 70 or you may take 50. It depends upon you. You can choose, but it does not matter. If you choose 70 also, you will get the same result. If you choose 50 also, you will get the same mean. Clear? Now I've taken here A to be 70. Now what will be the deviation? Deviation will be xi minus A. What is A? A here is 50. 10 minus 50 minus 40. 30 minus 50 minus 20. Then 50 minus A is 50. 50 minus 50, 0. 70 minus 50, 20. 90 minus 50, 40. 110 minus 50, 60. Now the product will be of Fi and Di. 20 multiply 40, 800, minus is there. 35 multiply minus 20, minus 700. And then 52 multiply with 0, it is 0. Then 44 multiply with 20, 880. 38 multiply 40, 1520. And the last one, 31 multiply 60 is 1860. Now what you will have to find the sum? The sum of frequency and sum of this Fi Di. Find the sum of frequency 20, 35, 52, 44, 38, 31. How much you get? You find out. And the sum of this product also. First what you will do, you will add all this positive value. 1860, 1520, 880, and then you add this negative value. Then what you get from here, you subtract by this negative value, you will get the summation of Fi Di. Okay, now how much is sum of frequency? It will be 220, and summation of FIDI is 2760. Now since we have taken the assumed mean to be 50, the mean will be how much? Will be given by this formula. Mean is A is 50, substitute the value of FIDI and FI here is 2760 by 220. Now if you divide 2760 by 220, you will get 12.65, and then 50 plus this will give 62.55. Hence the mean will be 62.55. Clear? Next, with the problem number 12, the class interval. These are the given class interval and frequency. Now to find out the mean by using the assume mean method, you have to prepare the table as below, where the class interval and frequency you will just copy down from the given table. 100 to 120, 120 to 140 up to 200, and their corresponding frequency 10, 20, 30 and so on. Okay, now the class mark, again same thing. Class mark, you have to add the lower limit plus upper limit, divide by 2. 100 plus 120 is 220. If you divide by 2 is 110. Okay, or you can just simply observe this class interval. 100 to 120 mean what should be the mid value? It will be 110. 120 to 140 mean 130 will be the mid value. 140 to 160, 150 will be the mid value. 160 to 180, 170, and 180 to 100, it will be 190. Now out of this class mark that we have got, we will take any one from here, assume to be the mid, assume to be the mean of this class mark from 110 to 120. You just assume the mean to be 150. Okay, you assume the mean to be 150. It's not exactly 150, but you just assume it as 150. You as previously I've said to you that you can take the assumed. If you think that 110 to 190 the assumed mean is 170, you can do that. Okay, you can do that, but on doing the calculation you will get the correct mean. Okay, now since just see this here, the class mark that we are getting 1 2, here also below 1 2, that means just assume that 150 is the assumed mean. Okay, now we'll take 150 to be A, assume to be A. Then what will be the deviation? Xi minus A. 110 minus 150 minus 40, 130 minus 150 minus 20, 150 minus 150 0, 170 minus 150 20, 190 minus 150 40. Why we are doing this? Actually, if we are doing by the same method, the first method that we are finding the mean, also you will get the same result. But why do we need this assume mean method? The thing is that here if you multiply 10 with 110, it will give you a number which is of how many digits? Of 4 digits. 110 multiply mean will be 1100. Here if you multiply you will get 2600. This means the product will be a bigger number. 330 multiply 150. But here if you take the division here, if you find the product, you will get the product to be around small value. If you add also, you will be easy for you for calculation. Just to make you easy in doing the calculation, they have we come with this, we follow with this second method of assume mean method. Okay, to get rid of getting a product which is of a bigger number. Now if you find the product here, frequency 10 multiply 40 minus 400, 20 minus 400 again, 30 multiply 0 0, 15 multiply 20 300, 5 multiply 40 200. Okay, now small value, the value is little bit smaller than the previous method, the first method. Okay, now if you add this here, 300 plus 200 500 minus 800 will be greater, minus 300. 800 minus 500 will be 300, minus sign is greater, will be minus 300, and the sum of frequency it is 80. Here we have taken the assumed mean to be 150, hence the mean will be, using this formula, A is 150, FIDI is minus 300 divided by 80. Now you divide 300 divided by 80, you will get 3.75. Minus plus is minus. 150 minus with 3.75, you are getting 146.25. Hence the mean will be 146.25. Now here from the problem number 13 up to number 16, we will use by another method which is called as the step deviation method. Okay, now we have complete two methods. The first method, the second method which is assuming method, and the third method is this step deviation method. Okay, now in this problem number 13 is given the marks and the number of students which are getting these marks, and to do this, to find the mean with this method also, you have to prepare a table, and that table will be a little bit different from the other two methods, but the first column and the second column usually will be the same. First column for marks, frequency will just follow as from the given table. Class mark also is the same thing, you have to find out from the class interval, the mid value of class interval. This we have so many times we have come across. Deviation also is same thing as we have done in the second method, the same thing. The third thing is the next column here is UI. We have to find UI. What is UI? UI is DI divided by H. DI we are getting from deviation. What is H? H is the width of a class interval. 0 to 10, what is the width? 10. 10 to 20, 10. 20 to 30, 10. 30 to 40, 10. The width of the class interval is 10 in all the cases, isn't it? Therefore 20 divided by 10, 2. 10 divided by 10, 1. 0 divided by 10, 0. 10 divided by 10, 1. 20 divided by 10, 2. 30 divided by 10, 3. Now if you find the product Fi with Ui, again you are getting a smaller product. The product will be again small of a small number. Okay, now unlike the previous second method, you have to find the product of Fi and Di. 12 with 20 you'll getting minus 240, isn't it? But here we are getting just 24. This means the third method also help us in finding the product. And then if on adding all this value also, it will be easier for you because you have to add only a smaller number. Okay, that is the that actually is how one method is different from the other. By the first method, you just have to multiply frequency with class mark. Second method, frequency with deviation. The third method, frequency with this step deviation. This is division, and then the third method is frequency with the step deviation. You have to multiply. This means we are multiplying with a smaller number. That will be easy for us to multiply, and at the same time easy for us to add the sum. Okay, now here I think by now you have familiarized with how to find the class mark. Okay, now after you get all this class mark, you will assume any value from here to be the mean of the given data. 5 up to 55, you just assume A to be 25. Okay, assume A to be 25. You just assume you do not know what will be the mean. Therefore, you just assume, you can't take any value from here. Assume to be the mean of the given data. Now, once you have taken A to be 25, then the deviation will be xi minus A. 5 minus 25 is 20. 15 minus 25 is 10. Minus, although minus will be there. 25 minus 25 is 0. 35 minus 25 is 10. 45 minus 25 10. 20. 55 minus 25 is 30. Now the ui will be di by h. Di is 20. H is the different is the width of the class interval. Okay, is the width of the class interval. 0 to 10 is 10. 10 to 20 is 10. 20 to 30 is 10. Always 10 will be the value of h. Now 20 divided by 10 to 10 divided by 10 minus 1, and 0 divided by 10 0, 10 divided by 10 1, 20 divided by 10 2, 30 divided by 10 is 3. Now finding the product of fi ui. 12 multiply 2 minus 2 minus 4. 18 minus 1 is minus 18. 27 multiply 0 is 0. 20 multiply 1 20. 17 multiply 2 17 multiply 2 is 34, isn't it? 34. 8 multiply 3 is 24. Now if you add this sum here, you will get to be 36. See, 24 here will be 34. 34 will be 58, isn't it? 58. Then you have to minus by plus with 20 again, then minus by 18, then minus by 24. How much you are getting? You are getting 36. Okay, now since you have taken here a to be 25 and h is the width of the class interval, which is 10, h is 10, a is 25, then the mean by using this step deviation method will be a plus fi ui divided by fi multiply with h, and this is the formula we will be using here. A is 25, fi ui we are getting 36, then fi, summation of fi is 102, h is 10. Now if you divide 36 by 102 and after that you multiply with 10, you are getting 3.52, and adding with 25 we are getting 28.52. Hence the mean will be how much? 28.52. The number 14. Number 14, Here is the given class interval, here is the number of students, which is the frequency, and when we prepare the table, we'll just copy down the class interval and number of students, which is the frequency. Class mark, again we have to find out by adding the lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. 0 plus 20 divided by 2 is 10. Same thing, 20 to 40 mid value is 30. 40 to 60 is 50. 60 to 80 is 70. 80 to 100 it is 19. Now deviation, what will be deviation? You will assume you assume the mean of this given of this class mark that we have got here. You can take any value to be the assumed mean, and usually you should take the middle one. Okay, usually you should take the middle one to be the assumed mean. Now middle of all this value is 50, then the deviation will be xi, which is 10 minus a is 50. 10 minus 50, it will be minus 40. 30 minus 50, minus 20. 50 minus 50, 0. 70 minus 50, 20. 90 minus 50, 40. Now here in finding ui, you need the width of class interval. 0 to 20, what is the width? It is 20. Here also 20. All the width of all the class interval is 20, therefore h will be 20. Now minus 40 divided by 20, you will get minus 2. Minus 20 divided by 20, you will get minus 1. 0 by 20 is 0. 20 divided by 20 is 1. 40 divided by 20, it is 2. Now what will be the product? The product of fi and ui. 15 multiply minus 2, minus 30. 18 multiply minus 1, minus 18. 21 multiply 0, 0. 29 multiply 1, 29. 17 multiply 2, 34. Okay, summation of fi, which is the frequency, is 100, and summation of fi ui, if you find the sum from here, you will get 15. What you'll do, 34 plus 29, these are positive number, you add, you'll get 63, isn't it? And if you add these two, you'll get 48. 63 minus 48 is how much? 15. Which sign is greater, plus or minus? It's plus sign. Therefore FIUI will get 15. Hence the mean will be, you will use by this formula. Mean is a plus FIUI by fi multiplied with h, where a is 50 we have taken and h is the width, which is 20. Okay, substituting value here, a is 50, then FIUI we are getting how much? 15 by 100. 100 is the sum of frequency multiplied with h, which is 20. Now cancelling here, 20 you go with 5, isn't it? 20 you go 500. 5 multiply 3 is 15. Therefore we are getting 50 plus 3, which is 53. Hence the mean of this given table, the given distribution is 53. Clear? Now we have come to the end of this part 3. We shall discuss the next part, which is the part 4, on the next class. Okay, bye to all of you.